Hello guys and welcome back to RayApp Music. In this video tutorial is about music theory. Now we are going to look at how to answer some music theory questions when being given. So I have about how many are there? 22 questions, and then we are going to look at all of them and then how we are going to answer them. So with the first question, what is a stave? Or probably what is a staff and for what it is used for. So what is the use of the staff? Basically that is how the question should have been framed like. So we will say staff consists of 5 horizontal lines and 4 spaces on which musical notes are written. Staff or stave consists of 5 horizontal lines and 4 spaces on which musical notes are written. So basically that is the answer for question 1. And then let's see for question 2, what are clefs and what do they show or do basically. Okay, we say clef are musical symbols placed at the beginning of a staff or stave which help us to denote the lines and spaces of the staff. So basically we will say a staff is just like a noun, and then the clef will be the adjective. So to qualify the staff you need one of these clefs, which are the treble clef, bass clef, and then alto or tenor clef, or drum clef. We also have a drum clef as well. So I would say clef basically are musical symbols placed at the beginning of a staff to denote the names of lines and spaces of the staff. So that is where we get to have treble staff, bass staff, alto staff, tenor staff, and then the drumming staff as well. Now name the 3 kinds of clefs. Okay, I think I've named some of them already. Number 4, which stave is known as the treble staff and what is... Okay, let me see the question well. Which stave is known as the treble stave and which as the bass stave or bass staff? Wow. Okay, so basically let's see. The treble clef can also be called G clef. The reason being that when it is drawn from the second line of the treble staff. So if you want to know the difference between the treble and then the bass staff, that is one significant thing you can also say. So the treble staff or the treble clef is drawn from the second line of the treble staff, and then the bass staff is also called F clef, and then it's drawn from the 4th line of the bass staff, being that the first line of the treble staff is going to be E, and then when you count downwards from the 4th line of the bass staff, which is F, downwards, the first line of the bass staff will be G. So basically that is the difference between the treble and then bass staff. For what is the C clef used? Okay, C clef mostly are being used for voices and then I think viola as well. So for example, when you have a viola which is going to play basically the tenor also, yes, you're going to have the C clef being written for the violas, and then when you have a tenor singer you can also put in the C clef there. But the difference between the tenor and the alto clef, which is the same C clef, with the alto clef you are going to have, or the C clef for alto singers, you are going to have the staff or the clef being written inside. It's going to cover all the 5 lines and 4 spaces of the staff, whereas the tenor clef, you're going to have the clef sitting on the second line of the staff, sitting on the second line of the staff. So that is for the C clef. So what are rest and how many kinds of How many kinds are now in use? Are now really okay? Who wrote these questions? Okay, so I'll say rest is an expression by making use of occasional silences. Rest, expression by making use of occasional silences. So we have the double whole note rest or brief rest. We have the whole note rest or semi-brief rest. We have the half note rest or mini rest. We have the crochet rest or quarter rest. We have the quiver rest or the eighth. We have the 16th. We have the 32. We have the 64th. They are all kinds of rest. In what way do semi-brief and mini rest differ in their position on the staff or stave? Okay, with the semi-brief rest, you'll find that symbol just below the fourth line of the staff. The fourth line, just below, a very small, like you can see on the screen now. You can see there now. That is how the semi-brief rest looks like. And then with the medium rest, it sits on top of the third line of the staff. It could be the base staff, it could be the treble staff. So that is the difference, the basic difference. How many minims are there to a semi-brief? Whoa, look at the spelling of semi-brief. Okay, so how many minims are there? So two minims are going to give us semi-brief. So minim has 2 beats. So two of the minims is going to give us or are going to give us the semi-brief. How many crochets are there to a minim? Minim has 2 beats already, so you will need 2 crochets. Crochet has 1 beat, so you need 2 crochets to make a minim. So how many quavers? That's the question number 11. How many quavers are there to a crochet? How many quavers? 2 quavers. So a quiver has half beat. Crochet also has 1 beat. So 2 of the quavers will give us a crochet. So how many semi-quavers are there to a quiver? 2 semi-quavers. So 2 quarter notes, 2 quarter beats. When you sum them up, it's going to give you a quiver. That's question number 12. Number 13, what is the effect of a dot placed after a note? What is the effect of a dot placed after a note? So basically we see a dot adds half of the value of its note. So for example, when you have a dotted semi-brief, semi-brief itself has 4 beats. So half of the semi-brief is going to be added since the dot has been placed there. So it's going to be 6 beats. When it's minim and then the dot has been added, it's going to be 3 beats because half of minim is 1. Same applies to a dotted crochet, which is going to be 1.5. So that is the function of or the effect of the dot. So how many minims are there to a dotted semi-brief? How many minims? I've said already that dotted minim is 6 beats, so it's going to be 3 minims. 3 minims. 15. How many crochets are there to a dotted minim? So you've already known that a dotted minim is 3 beats. So you need 3 crochets to make a dotted minim. How many quavers are there to a dotted crochet? Dotted crochet is 1.5. So basically you're going to need 3 quavers. 3 quavers. What is the effect of dot placed after rest? It's just like answering question 13. So 13 and 17 is basically the same. So you can just apply the answers from 13 to 17. Okay, let me check number 18. What does it say? If a semi-brief is worth 4 beats, what is the crochet worth? Okay, so crochet is 1 beat. Crochet basically is 1 beat. What does a sharp do? Okay, a sharp, that's question 19. A sharp increases a note by a semitone in pitch. And the way we talk of semitone, that's a half movement from one note to the other. So basically on the keyboard, when you have C and then you immediately move to the black key, that's the nearest black key to C, that will be C sharp. So that is a half movement or a semitone movement. What does a flat do? A flat rather decreases a note by a semitone in pitch. So if the flat is taking it up, the flat is rather bringing it down a half step. So you just apply the same definition, but the only difference is one is increasing and the one is decreasing. Okay, let me see. What has a natural on the note already sharpened? What effect has a natural on a note already sharpened? Okay, this is wonderful. Okay, so basically sharpened. So in sharp keys, let me bring it this way. So in sharp keys, for example, when you have G major and then we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, and then a natural sign has been placed on the F sharp, it's rather going to lower the note. So it's going to act as a flat sign there with the natural sign. It's going to act as a flat sign. So basically in sharp keys, the natural sign acts like a flat key. And then to the question 22, when a natural sign has been placed for flat keys, it becomes a sharp key. So for example, when you have B flat major, and then in the key of B flat major, we have B flat and E flat. And then in the course of playing the music, you find the natural sign being placed to the B flat. Then it means you're not going to play B flat again, you're rather going to play B. So the sound or the pitch is going to be raised a half step. So that means the natural sign has acted as a sharp sign there. I believe you enjoy these answering of questions. I got a question from somewhere, so I decided to just do a video on it, and then we all learn something from it. I believe you enjoyed the lesson. Keep subscribing to RayApp Music. God bless.